Welcome, fellow travelers of the Old West and guardians of Hollywood's golden legacy, to heartfelt tribute to one of the most poignant swan songs in cinema history. The legendary cast of The Shootist, 1976, John Wayne's poignant farewell and cinematic treasures. This isn't merely a Western. It's a profound meditation on mortality, dignity, and the fading frontier, a film where the lines between actor and character blur in haunting, unforgettable ways. Directed by the masterful Don Siegel, known for his taut thrillers like Dirty Harry, and released on August 20, 1976, by Paramount Pictures, The Shootist follows J.B. Brooks, a legendary gunfighter diagnosed with terminal cancer, as he seeks a quiet end in Carson City, only to confront old enemies and new reflections on his violent life. Adapted from Glendon Swarthout's 1975 novel by Miles Hood Swarthout and Scott Hale, the film was a modest box office success, earning $13 million against an $8 million budget, but its true triumph lies in its critical acclaim, nominated for an Oscar for Best Art Direction, a Golden Globe for Ron Howard, and a BAFTA for Lauren Bacall. Shot in crisp color on location in Carson City, Nevada, amid winter chills that mirrored the story's melancholy, the production was a labor of love and perseverance, marked by Wayne's personal investment and the cast's reverence for what many sensed could be his final ride. Siegel's direction balanced intimacy with spectacle, creating a fitting elegy not just for books, but for the classical Western and Wayne's 50-year reign as the Duke. At the heart of this timeless tale is its extraordinary cast of 18 actors, a gathering of icons, veterans, and fresh faces who infuse the film with authenticity, grace, and raw power. In this exploration, we'll honor each in order from the provided list. Their names, birth and death dates, ages in 1976, roles, notable awards, career highlights, contributions to the film, and legacies as of 2026. These performers didn't just portray characters. They paid homage, with behind-the-scenes tales of Wayne's health struggles, creative tensions, and tender reunions that added layers of poignancy to every scene. From the Duke's commanding presence to the ensemble's subtle support, they crafted a masterpiece that whispers of endings and echoes eternally. So, saddle up for one last ride, tip your hat to the legends, and let's enter Carson City with these cinematic treasures who reminded us that true shootists die with boots on and hearts open. We begin with the man who defined the role. John Wayne, born May 26, 1907, died June 11, 1979, aged 69 in 1976. Role: J.B. Brooks, the aging, cancer-stricken gunfighter seeking dignity in his final days, a role mirroring Wayne's own battles with grace and grit. Notable awards: Academy Award for Best Actor in True Grit 1969, 3 nominations, Honorary Oscar 1969 presented 1970, Presidential Medal of Freedom 1979 posthumous, Golden Globe Cecil B. DeMille Award 1966. Career highlights: over 170 films from silent extras to stardom in Stagecoach, 1939, icons like The Searchers, 1956, True Grit, The Quiet Man, 1952, producer via Batjack, symbol of American heroism. In 1976, Wayne's final performance was profound. Battling health, one lung removed in 1964, recent flu, he required oxygen and a nurse, yet delivered unflinching power. Anecdotes include lobbying for the role as redemption for passing the gunfighter 1950, clashing with Siegel over script, no backshooting, changed ending to preserve image, and selecting co-stars as tributes. His opening montage from past films was met a farewell. Legacy: though gone nearly 47 years, Wayne's influence endures in Western revivals and patriotism debates. Museums and statues honor him. His family continues philanthropy, the eternal Duke. Lauren Bacall, born September 16, 1924, died August 12, 2014, aged 51 in 1976. Role: Bond Rogers, the strong-willed boarding house owner who softens toward books, offering companionship and moral grounding. Notable awards: Honorary Academy Award 2009, 2 Golden Globes, Tony Awards for Applause 1970, and Woman of the Year 1981. Career highlights: over 60 films, debut in To Have and Have Not 1944 with Humphrey Bogart, her husband, The Big Sleep 1946, How to Marry a Millionaire 1953, Designing Woman 1957, Broadway star. Bacall's poised bond was Wayne's choice. Their chemistry evoked old Hollywood. Anecdotes include her joking threat over Wayne's tobacco spitting on her hem. Legacy: deceased over 11 years, Bacall's sultry voice and independence inspire. Memoirs and tributes celebrate her Bogart era. Ron Howard, born March 1, 1954, now 71 years old in 2026, aged 22 in 1976. Role: Gilliam Rogers, Bond's impressionable son who idolizes books and witnesses his end. Notable awards: 2 Academy Awards for directing Producing a Beautiful Mind 2001, Golden Globe nominations, Directors Guild Awards. Career highlights: child star as Opie in The Andy Griffith Show 1961-968, Richie in Happy Days 1974-1980, director of Apollo 13 1995, The Da Vinci Code 2006, Solo 2018. Howard's youthful Gilliam learned from Wayne, nicknamed Old 21, chess games and line lessons. Legacy: at 71, Howard directs and produces. His transition from actor to Oscar winner iconic. James Stewart, born May 20, 1908, died July 2, 1997, aged 68 in 1976. Role: Dr. E.W. Hostetler, book's old friend who delivers the fatal diagnosis with compassion. Notable awards: Academy Award for Best Actor in The Philadelphia Story 1940, Honorary Oscar 1985, 5 nominations. Career highlights: over 80 films, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington 1939, It's a Wonderful Life 1946, Vertigo 1958, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance 1962. Stewart's cameo as Favor to Wayne, hearing loss caused flubs yet poignant. Legacy: deceased nearly 29 years, Stewart's everyman heroism eternal. Richard Boone, born June 18, 1917, died January 10, 1981, aged 59 in 1976. Role: Mike Sweeney, book's vengeful old enemy seeking one last showdown. Career highlights: Have Gun Will Travel TV, 1957-1963 as Paladin, the Shootist reunion with Wayne. Boone's menacing, Sweeney at Wayne's request. Legacy: deceased 45 years, Boone's TV Western star. Hugh O'Brien, born April 19, 1925, died September 5, 2016, aged 51 in 1976. Role: Jack Pulford, the gambler gunman. Notable awards: Golden Boot Award 1991. Career highlights: The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp TV, 1955-1961. O'Brien reportedly worked free out of respect. Legacy: deceased nearly 10 years, O'Brien's Earp iconic. Bill McKinney, born September 12, 1931, died December 1, 2011, aged 45 in 1976. Role: Jacob a Thug. Career highlights: Deliverance 1972, The Outlaw Josie Wales 1976. McKinney's rough cob in Saloon Climax. Legacy: deceased 14 years, McKinney's villains memorable. John Carradine, born February 5, 1906, died November 27, 1988, aged 70 in 1976. Role: Hezekiah Beckham, The Undertaker. Notable awards: Daytime Emmy 1985. Career highlights: Over 350 credits: Stagecoach, 1939, The Grapes of Wrath, 1940, Father of Acting Dynasty, Carradine's Ghoulish Undertaker, at Wayne's request. Legacy, deceased 37 years, Carradine's prolific legacy. Sherry North, born January 17, 1932, died November 4, 2005, aged 44 in 1976. Role: Sarepta Books ex-lover. Notable awards: 2 Emmy nominations. Career highlights: How to Be Very, Very Popular, 1955, TV in The Mary Tyler Moore Show. North's fiery reunion scene. Legacy, deceased 20 years, North's dancer-turned-actress path. Rick Lentz, born November 21, 1939, now 86 years old in 2026, aged 37 in 1976. Role: Dan Dobkins, the reporter as Richard Lentz. Career highlights: Cactus Flower, 1969, TV guest spots. Lentz's ambitious Dobkins. Legacy, at 86, Lentz's theater and writing. Scatman Crothers, born May 23, 1910, died November 22, 1986, aged 66 in 1976. Role: Moses the Stable Hand. Notable awards: Saturn Award for The Shining, 1980. Career highlights: Voice in Disney The Shining. Crothers warmed Moses in Farewell. Legacy, deceased 39 years, Crothers' jazz and voice work. Greg Palmer, born January 25, 1927, died October 31, 2015, aged 49 in 1976. Role: Burly Man in Saloon. Career highlights: Westerns like The Comancheros, 1961. Palmer's imposing presence. Legacy, deceased 10 years, Palmer's genre roles. Alfred Dennis, born December 20, 1921, died 2017 approx, aged 55 in 1976. Role: Barber. Career highlights: Minor roles in 1970s 1980s. Dennis Chatty Barber scene. Legacy, deceased, Dennis supporting contributions. Dick Winslow, born September 25, 1915, died February 7, 1991, aged 61 in 1976. Role: Streetcar driver. Career highlights: Musician and actor in over 200 films. Winslow's period transport role. Legacy, deceased 35 years, Winslow's longevity. Kathleen O'Malley, born March 31, 1924, died February 25, 2017, aged 52 in 1976. Role: School teacher. Career highlights: Daughter of Pat O'Malley, minor roles. O'Malley's brief educational scene. Legacy, deceased nearly 9 years, O'Malley's family ties. Jack Burrell, born April 2, 1904, died January 21, 1985, aged 72 in 1976. Role: Man outside Metropole, no credits. Career highlights: Extra in hundreds of films. Burrell's background atmosphere. Legacy, deceased, Burrell's unsung extra work. And thus ends our reverent ride through the legendary cast of The Shootist, the extraordinary souls who gave John Wayne a farewell as dignified as the man himself. From the Duke's defiant grace to the ensemble's quiet tributes, they wove a tapestry of legacy, mortality, and the Western's twilight, creating a film that resonates deeper with time. In 2026, as the genre evolves, this 1976 gem stands as a monument to an era's close, its cast's performances timeless echoes of courage and reflection. Though the trail has narrowed for most, their spirits ride on in restorations and hearts. Thank you for this sunset journey. If a moment stirred you, share below. Like, share, subscribe, and watch the film. It's a Shootist's path worth following. Until next, keep your powder dry and your heart true.